Hello everyone who just loves to make a evil little helicopter. I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths. Let's build! So we're carrying on with our little starter evil, or at least evil looking helicopter. It may or may not be actually evil. I don't know. I have not asked it. But anyway, we're carrying on since I was smart enough to put together a to-do list with what to do with this little fella. What to add on, what to improve. So I said last time I did want to add some kind of hit scan weapon to this, and one thing you'll notice right here is that the thing still gets hit with missiles. I really don't believe much in decoys anymore because as you can see, this thing is actually reasonably tanky for such a small-ish little craft. I guess layered alloy and like stone poles actually does, like, you know, it does something. But yeah, it's just like somewhat annoying that infrared missiles are actually kind of good at getting through decoys. If you've got like, for instance, your decoys are launched in a way that isn't really smart, that's probably got something to do with it. So what you do in there? You doing that? All right. So I decided at this point, I'm like, you know what you should do? You should, firstly, put them... Alright, I thought I was doing one thing, doing another. I'm slightly sick, by the way, so my mind is even more scrambly than it usually is at time of recording. So there we got our old favorite. This is a prefab I've used so often. It's just a missile interceptor control, and it's like, well, look, time to stick some missile interceptors on here. Like a whole bunch of them, because you can't go wrong with that. And despite the fact that... wow, I had a thought and now it's gone. Despite the fact that, like, I'm a little bit looking sideways at small missiles in general, especially spamming small interceptors, on something this big, I think it's pretty justified that this thing has little small interceptors that do small interceptor things. And lo and behold, you know what really works well is just a whole bunch of small interceptors that just shut down an entire Banshee thing. Incidentally, those gun sounds actually sound pretty good when sped up. Huh. Interesting. But anyway, so yeah, we got our interceptors, and it works basically flawlessly immediately. They just need a little bit of zhuzh, they need a little bit of aesthetics, and there's going to be more aesthetics added to them later. So yeah, I'm reasonably happy with that. The thing is managing to be mostly missile-proof, against something that is considerably bigger and meaner than it is. So yeah, this is also why for the playing through Neater on the hardest difficulty, I'm gonna try not to use missiles offensively. Two reasons: firstly, it's a little bit too easy to rely on that, and secondly, like as you're seeing right here, missiles are actually pretty darn easy to counter. So yeah, it's a bit of an issue, and that just did wonders right there. I'm really actually tempted to like throw this thing against throw a bunch of them against a palisade, and just to see what happens. And wow, these missile interceptors can actually intercept things that are like almost on top of us, which is pretty dope. Also, I love how the trails look. Like, I've gone into the options menu and I've turned back up missile trails to be extra long. That does limit performance, but at the same time it looks cool, so there we go. And this is me messing with little things. There's going to be a fair amount of testing in this video, by the way. Not a huge amount, but like enough so we get a sense of this thing's performance. And it performs pretty well. Like, even without hit scan weapons added, it is a menace to small craft. Like, it's actually landing shots reasonably reliable on these Hakes, admittedly, because they are being very silly and flying close. Also, compared to them, this thing actually looks big. Which is, yep, and that's right there, a Hake disintegrated. That is the power of AP heat and a little bit of sabot frag as well, because it does horrible things to craft that like to put their ammo compartments. Well, anything that is not bulletproof, basically. Although there's no such thing as bulletproof in From the Depths, there's only bullet resistant, and kablooey. So this is very promising. This is a promising little test. Hakes are really annoying to deal with. But this little thing is managing to evade their missiles, and is managing to shoot them down, and it's just very good. It's just very good indeed. I like this thing. yes, what else do I do here? It has been a hot second since I've actually recorded this footage, so I've completely forgotten what the hell I did. Well, that's a lie. I didn't forget. It's just, alright, now what we need to do is actually put a little sonar buoy thing in it, because I do want this thing to... It doesn't have to be good at fighting submarines, it just has to be not completely helpless against them. So, that is very much something I want to ensure that, like, all my craft for this campaign, they maybe can do one thing really well, but they can do the other things good enough. So this thing is mainly like, I don't know, in a kind of supporting starting role, putting holes in things from a respectable distance. Doesn't have to be an air superiority thing. Oh, this is me fumbling around with transition blocks, being like, what the hell do I actually want to do here? What is the right block? And I know for sure there was a correct answer, and I guess I missed it. Or maybe I didn't, I don't know. But yeah, so this thing is not going to be super good against submarines. It's just not really made for it. Honestly, like, a really well-defended submarine... The submarine I'm having in mind for the kind of nonsense that this thing might have to deal with, hopefully not, is the new Steel Strider's submarine, the Godly, the Angel Shark. Because that thing, I think, is about as torpedo-proof as you can possibly get in From the Depths. So I might actually go back to an older design and repurpose it for this, or rebuild it from scratch, because that's possible. It's, what the hell was it called? It was something that was kind of already in the correct color scheme for this particular fleet, the Godly Neater fleet, or the Metal fleet, I guess. I don't know what this fleet's called. I just call it the Godly Neater fleet. Hopefully it is godly enough. But yeah, so, like, the idea is that maybe, like, if you don't want to muck around with particle cannons and super cavitation and stuff like that, what you could do instead is just fill the entire ocean with magnet mines and see what happens. Alright, so what do we got there? We got the Panther, and as you can see, those shots are incredibly inaccurate, unfortunately, because, yeah... It's just, I don't know, like, how do you get accurate fire against submarines? I have to confess, I think I've gotten quite lucky in the campaigns I've done so far, apart from the Caravonian Rebellion, because there's an entire faction filled with annoying submarines there. Well, submarine swarms, rather, and that's partially my bad for fighting too many at once, but anyway, how to efficiently fight submarines... How to efficiently fight submarines, by shooting at them with guns. The problem is that the sonar buoy is, it's like, I don't know, it has pretty lousy, stats, for a detection piece, so, honestly, like, this would probably work a lot better, because this thing does have an inter-vehicle transmitter. I think a pack of them might work better against a submarine. I don't know, I'll have to combat test that. I will be combat testing this thing, in campaigns itself, actually. Not Neater itself, but the other ones. The ones where you face just one faction at a time. I reckon against the Onyx Watch, this thing will do absolutely fine. But that reminds me, I actually have to do that. Ooh. That's gonna take a hot second. Oh well. Oh well, what else am I doing? What else am I doing with my life? Sometimes it feels like not much, even though, like, I guess if you tally everything I'm up to, like, it is kind of busy. Please support me on Patreon, I'm so busy. Anyway, this is me just double testing that manual control actually does something, and it does, and that's very handy. That is a good fallback option. I don't want to rely on manual aim for playing through Nita, because I did ask in a community poll some time ago what people actually want to see, because I've learned the hard way with Steel Sovereigns is that there's certain things that people are not fond of. Space Cheese is definitely that, and don't worry, I'm not going to be doing Space Cheese. Not exactly. I reserve the right to do high-altitude aircraft, so stuff that's just above 500 meters in altitude. That I am definitely going to do, simply because I'm sick and tired of my aircraft committing harakiri on terrain. Because, like, terrain avoidance in From the Depths is a giant pain in the arse, and I don't like dealing with it every time. As you can see, we're not doing a super good job against the Pequod here, because it's moving up and down, and we just don't have good detection info on it, so... I really need to, like, need to figure out how to do that. Like, it would be quite handy. We're not even doing that much damage, really, if we have manual aim there, so I'm like, at this point I'm like, you know what, it's not great against submarines, but at the very least it can tickle them, so that's like, you know, we'll be happy with that. So yeah, next we have to duct tape some, what are we going to do? We're going to duct tape, I think at this point, like, I don't even try for lasers in this, because we just don't have the internal room to make a good one. So we skip straight ahead to particle cannons, which is a thing I need to use a lot more. The good news about... I had a kind of breakthrough with particle cannons the other day, and one of my main issues with particle cannons is how to power them. Because, well, I don't know why I spawned in a Proctor right there. Oh, it was a power test, just to make sure that the thing still had enough juice to run everything, even if it's even if 2 of its custom jets are like focused on producing energy. So yeah, that's really good. Let's just check there, and those crams whiffed by a mile because this is a little guy that ducks and weaves. Also, good to see the Proctor back in the game. I missed this. It's a silly little thing. It's just a little guy. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so with particle cannons, one of the best ways to generate energy is custom jets. So, my personal rule of thumb, and you don't have to do this at all, and goodness knows people don't, is with particle cannons, if you don't have a custom jet on them, use custom jets to power them. They're wonderful things, custom jets. Very compact, can easily do energy, and unlike steam turbines, they don't explode. Or at least I don't think they do. Have I missed the fact that they're explosive this whole time? And this is me just mucking around thinking, like, where can this particle cannon actually go? Where can it actually go? It would be very nice if it could go somewhere. Yeah, so, but, like, spoiler alert, this doesn't last very long. Just, I don't know, it just doesn't. Like, you can tell that I'm not someone who uses particle cannons a hell of a lot. And so we're just there, and that's there, and that's... is this what we want? Honestly, I could have stuck with that, but the problem is that particle cannons are so damn squishy that I wasn't happy with sticking things on the side like that. Incidentally, I've learned mostly through the godly helicopter that I've built for the custom campaign, and by built I mean Lachlan, member of the Patreon Discord. By the way, Patreon Discord, we hang out in there, it's a good time. Sign up, I will at the lowest tier. Yeah, I promoted myself. Internal, like, mid-video shill. Anyway, so Lachlan made the hull for that, and then, cool people, who done did what? John McFist, which is honestly still one of the best usernames I've ever heard, made it better, just tweaked the missiles and stuff, and Azuzu, another patron, is now decorating it as we speak, probably. She's probably finished by the time I'm mentioning this. So yeah, now we're going with this. Alright, so what I was going to say, thanks for building that godly helicopter. It's been like a really practical lesson in, if you have something that strays from side to side, it doesn't get hit directly, but if you've got anything sticking out on the sides, those do tend to get hit fairly reliably, so don't stick your stuff there. Don't stick your stuff there, mate. It'll get shot. And, that's bad. You especially don't... Particle cannons are one of those things that's like, they're so expensive that if they get damaged, it's a real pain in the butt, so you ideally don't want them to put them in a position where they get shot ever, which is possibly one of the criticisms you can level against the Megalodon. Good old Meg from accounting, because her particle cannons are, like, right in the middle of the ship, around center of mass, and they tend to get disabled first, so honestly it would be, I think it's a good idea with whatever craft you make, is you look at it from the side it's most likely to get shot at, so obviously if it's a Frontsider, that's the front, and if it's a Broadsider, it's from the broad side, if it's a bomber, it's from beneath, and you think to yourself, don't put anything where the center of mass is. So with Frontsiders in particular, this helicopter is a bit of a gamble, in the sense that, like, yes, it has its weapons and stuff down the middle, but at the same time it has 2 of them, which is not exactly in the middle. So the middle bit is all armor and stuff like that. And honestly, I think the center part of a Broadsider should probably be, there should be nothing important there, like literally nothing. As in, it might be a good idea to have like a freaking air gap in there. I'm gonna note that down. I'm gonna note that down for myself right now. Where did I write that? Ah, where's me pen? Me pen! Don't worry, past me is messing around with particle cannons and trying to work out if we can actually do stuff with it. Alright, so... Broadsider, hollow, in the middle... I think that could work quite well. I'm gonna actually try that with... Because I have a list. I have a list of stuff here in this custom campaign that I want to do. Like, I want to build specific things. So far it's going really well with this little guy. Basically, exactly what I wanted. I mean, it's going alright now. My first attempt off camera, or it wasn't even off camera, I recorded it and then threw the vehicle away because I didn't think it was very good. That was like a little hydrofoil thing that also used like AP frag and like, no, sabot frag and AP heat. And yes, I might be using sabot frag a bit much, but the whole point is that I want this thing to do something against heavy armor, because otherwise it'll take even longer than it probably already would. Alright, I should explain what I'm doing back here. We need more energy, so what I've done there is stick custom jets in the tail of this thing, and their only job is to produce energy. That's literally it. And renaming AIs and stuff, very important to do that. And, yeah. And Kafui, and you can see down in the lower right that we really do not have enough energy production for this. Honestly, I was thinking about making this thing use railguns instead, but, yeah, nah, like, the thing about sabot frag or just gunpowder heavy shells is that they're kind of the poor man's railgun. So I'm just seeing here, do we have enough juice? We have enough juice, maybe for one particle cannon. And this is the moment where I realized, if you stick these things on the sides like this, it's not going to work well, so don't do that. This thing is basically a flying turret, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And that's the point I'm thinking, hey, we have some, we have a little sheltered bit, like, right in the belly here. Why don't we stick something down there? Why don't we just have one particle cannon? Because here's the thing. For fly swatting purposes, you really only need one little hit scan weapon, and that is a lot better than no hit scan weapon. So that's another thing I want to ensure with this custom campaign, is that everything has at least one hit scan weapon, even if it's small, even if it's not doing that much, just so if you get a death spiraling little plane, you can deal with it, because if you don't have a hit scan weapon, you've got problems. Also, this is the point where I realized, that's clipping, oops. And the reason this thing is on a turret is because it still has a little bit of side-to-side movement, just a little smidge, and, like, yeah, that's enough. And, that's where I remember, this is on a turret. It has a little bit of back and forth movement, so we can do that. And it's all groovy, baby. Groovy baby. I've never watched Austin Powers, but I should. I don't think this is a British accent. Or maybe it is, I don't know. And of course the flying squirrel test. I don't recall any other vehicle that drives as drunk as the flying squirrel. But yeah, so this is always just a good test to make sure your hit scan weapons are doing what they're supposed to. At some point I'm gonna realize that the damn things, I think the thing did manage to land a hit. So, what do I do here? I think I add more stuff. I add a lot more stuff. Alright, so at this point I'm like, generate power, because we need more power. We need more power! Power. And so, what are we doing there? I actually realized that, like, I didn't have any, like, detection on the secondary AI, which is just kind of helpful, really. Arguably don't need it, but, oh, hello there. We're just gonna do that. We're fiddling around here. We're trying stuff, and, like, I don't know. I'm trying to really get into not being perfectionist with my designs at the moment, because actually, what that does is that it speeds up the building process, so you will fumble your way into something that works a lot quicker. That's the idea. That, in the past, has actually been what worked for me. That's what resulted in probably some of my bigger successes in playing this game. So things like the Icicle, it's just brain half turned off. First version wasn't very good, but the whole thing was kind of promising, and then you go from there. And by the way, yes, I'm absolutely going to make something very much like the Icicle for this, but different and hopefully improved. One thing, not made of frickin' wood. It's going to be more expensive, but it's going to be worth it. That's probably going to be the hollow broadsider idea, honestly. But then again, I'm not sure. Let me just double check my. My spreadsheet. What are my plans? What are my plans? Do I have plans? Let's not actually check my phone during this. I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore with these post commentaries. I used to, but here's the thing. I don't know. Googling stuff while recording is not the best idea. And I think we did manage to land a pack shot on that. And it's like, whoops, we're tilting over. We're tilting over, lads. We're tilting over. I am glad to see that, like, in one of the comments of the previous videos, like, people are coming around to the idea of, like, evasive helicopters, because just, like, the whole... Once you get, like, figure out that, hey, if you tilt the main rotor different ways, you can make it do funky stuff. You can make very, I guess, cheap and material-efficient little Frontsiders with that, and it'll be really good. I have said for the longest time I want to build more helicopters from that. If something goes, I don't know, helicopters are fun and cool. And, oh, hello. Are you gonna do the thing? Are you gonna do the thing? Alright, so that's me double checking that the thing actually does do what we want it to. Yes, it does. A little bit of focus length because this thing is staying. I was thinking, this thing does keep its distance, so I was thinking to myself, maybe I want to do... Wow, that thing just one-shot a squirrel. I forgot it did that. Perfect. And just checking that there's no auto detection or anything like that. And brrrr, daga, fire all guns. Yep, explosive damage. If the thing can reliably kill flying squirrels, then life is good. That is important. Look how drunk the squirrels are. Seriously. Is there any rum left in Eriwick after these guys have been in it? My goodness. Kablooey? Is there going to be Kablooey? Hamster Hooey and the Gooey Kablooey. So I think, I don't know, I'm just happy with that test. But also I think what I realized is like, oh wait, we need even more energy production. Like, we don't actually have enough. So yeah, just lots of little custom jets. Lots and lots of little custom jets. Lots and lots. With a little bit of efficiency added on, so the thing is efficient. And yeah, so that's ugly right now. Don't worry, I will... de-ugly it in a hot second, and look at that. We have enough juice. Delicious juice. Just juice. Alrighty. What we do? What we do now? What the hell was I saying before that? I forgot. Oh yeah, I don't. Right. What are we doing now? We're doing some jiggery pokery in the guts of this thing. This thing actually is, weirdly enough, got quite roomy for what it is. It's what happens if you don't go completely nuts on the armor. I'm gonna try and focus on not going too nuts on the armor. There's a lot of poles in this thing, and poles are actually kind of good for that because it's a decent enough air gap and a decent enough kinetic resistance. And it turns out that things that are just good enough stack up really well if you use a lot of them. So, yeah. Also, thanks to everyone who left your thoughts on the 2 armor testing videos. I appreciate it a lot. I agree, the tests could have been a lot better. There's a lot of things I needed to do better, if only to, like, make my sanity better. You notice we're doing deco now. Hell yeah. But yeah, like, I am mostly kind of happy with my results because they're consistent enough to safely say that, like, poles aren't bad. They're not super good, but they're actually pretty good when you spam them, like, consistently, because, like, their minor good points add up. And in particular, because they're more health dense than beam slopes, that kind of thing adds up. If you want to save on block count, it actually adds up quite nicely. And since they basically don't really stack anyway, they don't really do armor stacking. They technically do, but not very well. It means, like, you just save on, like, materials because you don't have to put beams with them. That's my story anyway. I'll stick with it probably. And yeah, so all the deco, a little bit of aesthetics to start with, but then a little bit more. And there's going to be a surprising thing I do here. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's not this, just so you know. And apply with mirror. Now it looks like a bicycle, or it looks like it has paddle wheels or something. I don't even know. But yeah, so what are we gonna do there? We're just going to do that, and gonna do... What are you gonna do? Just gonna do that, so the things look a little bit more secure. Bicycle wheels. And right here. Ooh. This is the bit. This is the bit where BorderWise, BorderBrain, Border does things. It's like trying to think about what to do, where to do. Why did you turn the movement back on, you weirdo? Alright, so, very important. One thing I was pleasantly surprised by is people responding well to... It's just in the thumbnail. It's just in the thumbnail, by the way, of the previous episode of this. The little, I guess, gremlin face. But that was effectively, like, apologize for, like, essentially what is clickbait there. I just wanted to get the vibe of this little helicopter across, like, in the thumbnail. And I think I succeeded, so, like, but, people, at least one comment was saying the little face is, like, fits it so well, and I thought to myself, alright, well, we've got to put the face on it for real then. We simply must. We can't clickbait people like that, that's just rude. We can't lie to people. Like, and here is where I tried to do it in-game, and then I thought to myself, no, we're gonna need an actual little face here. So, this actually functions as a nice tutorial for people who want to know how to put their own custom decals and stuff in-game. So, we're going to we're loaded up GIMP free, I guess, image manipulation software, that's what it means. GIMP stands for, what's it, like, GNU Image Manipulation Program. And, alright, it's a little bit blank. That face is so funny. So, when you see me just click off GIMP right there, what I'm doing is, I'm going to Imager and I'm going to upload that little image I've just exported. And then I'm going to save it as a link. And then, saving it as a link, you could put it in-game. I've tried to do it, like, internally, but also if I put this thing up on the workshop, I want people to have a little face on it. So, there we go. We've got the little fella on Imager. You can't see it right there. And open image, a new tab. Get just the image URL. And there you go. Also, I guess this is kind of advertising my art skills, I guess? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, art streams. I do art streams. I do art, did you know? And if you, I realize I'm shouting out the Patreon a lot. If you're a free member on Patreon, like, any art I do on stream is freely available to look at, and it's even in a little collection on there, so you can see all the stuff I've drawn. I've drawn a lot of stuff. A lot of dinosaurs, I have to say, because I'm working on a dinosaur book for children, because I just happened to look at, coincidentally, I don't remember where it was exactly, but, like, there are dinosaur books for children. I happened to look at it and thought to myself, oh right, no, I remember. It was once at a gas station and once at a zoo. I looked at it and thought to myself, you know what, the kids need better than this. They need a dinosaur book that, like, portrays dinosaurs as the beautiful animals they actually are, even if, like, my drawing skills, my digital art skills aren't exactly photorealistic. So this is me just messing with the little face. I thought maybe slightly transparent, slightly subtle. We know it's there. We know it's there, alright? We know it's there, you know it's there, I know it's there. It's enough. If you're close enough to see the smiley face, you're close enough for the thing to shoot you, so I'm very proud of that. Yeah, and also really want to not go mental on the deco, I guess, because I'm not that kind of FTD player. Some people really lean into the deco. Me, I'm on a time crunch all the time, or so it feels. Because I've got to make content. But yeah, so I do want to do, like, little touches, just enough, little touches, to make the things feel more alive. I guess I was doing that before. I'm definitely going to put little faces on everything. I was going to put, like, you know, the whole shark tooth pattern on this. But in this particular case, I don't think I need to. That little face, that little gremlin face. Wait, it just occurred to me, gremlins, as like a concept, as a focal monster, comes from World War I or World War II. It's something that, like, ate aeroplanes and just was mischievous. So maybe this thing is the gremlin. Maybe this thing... That immediately throws the whole metal thing out the way. It's like, What's a cheeky metal band? What's a cheeky mischievous metal band? Maybe the Ailstorm. Although Ailstorm's last album that I heard to was absolutely terrible, so, also, it just occurred to me this thing probably needs a shield projector on it. I think we have extra juice for that. So, at this point, I'm like, you know what would be really fun, just to finish this off? Because at this point, it's finished. Like, for now, at least. You could always do more. And, we're gonna have this thing, bully a plunderer, because that's hilarious and cool. So, yeah, these things, a pack of 3 of these things, I think, is cheaper than a plunderer to begin with. And if you're having them a swarm like this, they kind of support each other with, their missiles and stuff like that, and that's just, really super duper handy. And they drive like actually, them avoiding each other makes them even harder to hit, because it means they move even more unpredictably. Very nice. And this is what we want to see. We're going to see a lot of bullets. A lot of bullets. And let's see there. Just looking at this, what damage are we taking? Not a hell of a lot, really. This thing actually has pretty good redundancy for such a small craft, because it's got like 2 different detection arrays on either side. It's got 2 guns. The main rotor is definitely the weakest point, but like, I think mainly because it's gonna get hit mostly on the sides rather than on top, because it is flying above the things it's shooting at so far. I really need to test it against Great Talloncraft, because I don't think this thing will do well against anything in the Scarlet Dawn. Anything with lasers is gonna do bad things to this, even with the smoke in the front. But also, I should mention that this little guy and the other little guys I plan to make, there's going to be at least one more, an air superiority craft of some kind. It's going to at least look like a jet fighter, and of course we do need to do the little thing there, just one little repair bot, one little repair tentacle, so the thing is logistically sound. And yeah, so this thing is absolutely going to be like a drone on some vehicles. I'm going to have at least one battle carrier, because I love battle carriers. Ever since the Chimera, one of the earlier submissions for the Plutono custom campaign that we're working on, ever since that thing, I'm just like, hell yeah, battle carriers, gimme, gimme. They're so cool. Love them. Why did I say that twice? I don't know. But anyway, that is our little friend here. I like the idea of calling it the Gremlin, but Gremlin something, maybe Ailstorm Gremlin or something like that. I actually really like that. Ailstorm Gremlin. But if you've got better name suggestions, because this thing absolutely needs a name, something metal-themed. Doesn't have to be too metal-themed, because, like... Oh, by the way, thank you to everyone who gave me a list of metal bands. You've actually given me some good listening... some good stuff to listen to. I've been listening to Amora Manth a lot, and... I don't know. It's not the best music I've ever heard, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good to game to, actually. Play Soulstone Survivors to that. It's pretty good. But anyway... Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon. That thing I've shouted out so much this episode. How's my spiel go? I interrupted myself. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you. Like, access to a Patreon Discord, I will do art or building craft for you. Membership is mostly just, I will occasionally share behind-the-scenes screenshots. I really need to do that more often, actually. Apologies to all members who do not get to see many behind-the-scenes screenshots. I am forgetful. And, yeah, check out my other channels. I've been shouting them out a little bit throughout this video. So the art streams, in particular, super fun. If you like me as background noise, those are great for that. And there's Border RRR, which I'm doing non-From the Depths related content, and like non-From the Depths streams as well. I do a bunch of stuff. Go check him out. You'll have a wonderful time, I promise you. So, have a good one. Rock on. You can't see it, but I'm doing the metal horns thing. And I'll see you next time in From the Depths. Let's build. Farewell.